Good morning. I'm gonna let my human elevator. I just throw my arm over your shoulder, brother.
You ready?
Yep. Thank you, brother. Thank you. How's everybody doing today? I think y'all still asleep. Y'all had your coffee yet? Mountain Dew? Or if you like me, a frap? I'm high tech, y'all. I'm a high tech redneck. Amen. It's an honor to be here this morning. I really appreciate everyone here on the staff at Wallace State for reaching out and giving me the opportunity to come in. I think my mic is cutting out. Testing, 1, 2. Testing, 1, 2. Seemed like when I was moving is when it was cutting out. Testing, 1, 2. Testing. Can everybody hear? Testing. Testing, 1, 2. I think we're good now. If it cuts out again, we'll deal with it, man. Don't worry about it. I have a history of blowing mics up, so it's all good. But now, we appreciate each and every one of you coming out this morning. We're going to have a great time this morning. I'm going to teach you how to make your dream come true. Guys, I am so blessed, and ladies, I am so blessed that I get to live my dream, being a professional angler and being in a ministry going all across the country, trying to share my love and my faith and trying to help young people help adults overcome adversities and obstacles. Truly blessed to have a beautiful wife. We've been married November the 9th, will be 10 years. We're blessed with 4 beautiful grandchildren, and we got 3 granddaughters and 1 grandson, and they keep us hopping, I will tell you. But what I want to tell you this morning, a lot of people, when they see somebody like myself, you see me with no legs past the hips and a half a right arm. And the culture we live in today, the world we live in today, tends to look at somebody like me, and the first thing they want to do is slap a label or a title and call somebody like me handicapped or disabled. I'm here to tell you this morning, you're only as handicapped or disabled as you allow yourself to be. You can either put self-limitations on yourself, or you can take the bull by the horns in life and you can do something about it. You see, I'm very blessed that I get to be a pro fisherman, and I use no special equipment, no special adaptations to my equipment. I drive a 20-foot Skeeter bass boat with a 250 horsepower Yamaha engine. I drive it with this half an arm. I don't have any special adaptation to the steering wheel, to the throttle, or anything like that. I don't let what appears to be an adversity hold me back. I don't let what to be a negative situation hold me back. And I want you to know in this crowd this morning, if you have anybody, whether it's family, whether it's friends, whether it's acquaintances, that tell you, hey, look, you're limited, you can only do this, you can only do that. If they ever tell you you can't live your dream and make your dream come true, I'm here to tell you right now that's false. I'm here to tell you right now you are the one that's in control of what you can do with your life and what you want to do with it. And guys, when I look at things, I look at the way I was born, and I very easily could have laid down and given up and said, you know what, poor pitiful me. I was born without arms and legs. I was born without fingers. I was born without hands. And I could say, you know what, I don't have what I need. But that's not what I did. And you see, guys, when you think about, just like with me, when I said I get to live my dream of being a pro fisherman. A lot of people, I grew up right over here in Hamilton, Alabama, about an hour and a half from here. And a lot of people will look at me in Hamilton, or from Hamilton. A lot of people kind of doubted and said, man, you're going to be a pro fisherman? How in the world are you going to make a living doing that? And that's something in the breakout session in a moment. Whether you're male or female, if you want to learn how to make a living being a pro fisherman like I am, how you do that, I'm going to get more in depth in a breakout session about that. But guys, this is for you all, regardless if you want to be a fisherman, a lawyer, a doctor, whatever it may be, an attorney, you name it, maybe a CPA. Here's the thing, guys, you don't let obstacles slow you down or stop you from your dreams coming true. You see, all these people from Hamilton, I had a lot of supporters, but I had those that questioned and thought, man, you crazy as a run-over dog. You got a half an arm. How in the world do you think you're going to make a living going fishing? How in the world do you think you're going to make a living on a tournament trail? You see, I could have listened to the doubters. I could have listened to all those that questioned my decision of what my dream was and what I wanted to do. But instead, I knew in my heart what I wanted to do, and I knew that in my heart, hold on just a moment. Can you tell which one it is, brother?
I can't figure it out. Can you stand in front of this?
Yeah, hold on just a second. We're going to make a little adjustment here.
Get you set up. I can get it further back if we need to.
That's all good, brother. Right there.
All right. You go ahead. I'll tighten it up.
It's what you call a short man microphone. Thank you. There we go. Can everybody hear good? Whoop. Trying to fall.
Let me push it next to the wall.
That'll work. There we go. Can everybody hear okay? Perfect. I'm used to walking around, but that's all right. I'll stand still where y'all can hear good, and it won't be cutting out. But you guys and ladies, you see, the point I'm getting to is when you're trying to live a dream and you're trying to be something great, everybody has to have a starting spot. Guys, I've been so blessed in my life and my career. I've been so blessed to know world championship athletes. I've been blessed to meet Coach Nick Saban. I've met Jalen Hurts. I've met, some very high-profile athletes that have won championships. I've met very high-profile football players, NFL players, Major League Baseball players, some of the best out there. And when I've met them, what I realized about all these people that I've met that are champions is they're champions in life. And that same champion attitude carries over to sports. But what I've learned about all of them is they have these things in common. They have an incredible character, they have incredible integrity, and they have an incredible heart and a drive to succeed. But see, even the best of the best had to start somewhere, just like me. And when you think about the word dream is spelled, obviously, D-R-E-A-M. To me, the best place to start in trying to make a dream come true is D, and D to me stands for determination. Because in anything you want to do in life, whether it's professional fishing like me, or whatever career it may be, you're going to go through adversity in life. Sometimes life isn't fair, it seems. Sometimes in life you're going to get punched in the nose, you're going to get knocked down. But you see, the difference in a winner and a loser is when a loser gets knocked down, a loser stays down. But a winner bounces back up. And I've got a saying that says this: winners never quit, and quitters never win. And you see, when I think about determination, what I think of is 3 words, and that's never give up. And see, despite whatever adversity you may go through, whatever obstacle you may face, if you make up in your mind that you're never going to give up despite what adversity you face, I promise you this: you will be successful. And after you think about determination and never giving up despite what may come at you in life, the next thing is R. And what's R? R to me is resources. You say, what in the world does resources have anything to do with anything, Mr. Dyer? Resources, honestly, in my opinion, is what drives the whole dream thing. Resources is like this, and this is the way I look at it. You see, when I was thinking about what I wanted to do in my life and be a professional fisherman, I could have dwelled on the resources I was missing. I could have dwelled on the fact that I didn't have hands, I didn't have fingers, I didn't have long legs. I could have dwelled on those things. But you see, when I was in school, I didn't let nothing hold me back when I was in high school or middle school. I was baseball, football, and a basketball player. You will never find my name in the record books anywhere other than I was the shortest and the slowest that ever played. That I can promise you, and you can laugh because I'm laughing, okay? Y'all need to loosen up a little bit in here this morning. Laugh a little bit, have some fun. You see, guys, how many of y'all would believe that I've ever dunked on a 10-foot basketball goal just like that? I have. You say, how'd you do it? I jumped off a trampoline. All right, don't hate on me. I jumped off a trampoline. I had the ball between my arm and my head. I threw it through the hoop. I held on to the rim. And when my arm got tired of hanging on the rim, I turned loose. I bounced off the trampoline. I hit the concrete slab head first and knocked myself out colder than an ice cube. And I said, okay, I ain't going to do that again. But when I put on a football helmet and when I put on my football uniform, has anybody ever seen Star Wars? Raise your hand now. We ain't in no AA meeting. You can raise your hand. There you go. Well, when I was playing football and I strapped on my pads and my helmet, I looked like R2-D2's twin brother off Star Wars. But I can tell you this, you didn't get lower than me on the ground, and when I was running to block somebody, most of the time they looked at me and they had this look like, oh, you pipsqueak, you ain't gonna block nobody. But they took their eyes off of me. Well, when they took their eyes off of me, that was the first mistake. Because when they took their eyes off of me and I put my helmet right in their kneecap or right in their crotch, they went to the ground, I promise you. But you see, guys, when I think about resources, and I think about the resources that were missing, I could have dwelled on that, but I didn't. I focused on what resources I had, and I was thankful for them. Because you can lose everything tomorrow. You can be doing things what you think is the right way and lose everything tomorrow. So always be grateful and thankful for what you have. And I was always thankful that God blessed me with a heart, a mind, and a soul. A heart and a soul that didn't know how to give up, that didn't know how to quit, that wouldn't give up, that wouldn't quit, trying to do the right thing. And I had a mind that figured out how to overcome whatever adversity I needed to overcome. And you see, guys, in the resources, what a lot of people don't think about, the heart and the mind working together through faith and through believing. With those two things working together, they're the two most powerful things that you could ever want in your path, on your team. You see, my faith is in my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Philippians 4:13 says, I can do all things through Christ who gives me strength. I'm not up here trying to preach you a sermon, but I'll tell you what I am trying to do. I'm going to be real with you. I'm going to be raw with you, because you want to know what's got me to where I'm at today. It's my faith, and it's the fact that I never give up, I never lay down, and I never say I can't. You see, guys, when you take your resources and you focus on what you've got, and you don't dwell on what's missing, and you realize you've got a heart and a soul and a mind, and you realize that you can make decisions, and you make the right decisions, and then you will go places in life. After resources, what's E? E is effort. What's effort? Effort is plain and simple what it sounds like. I'm going to tell you two examples of what effort is. Number one is when you wake up in the morning and you don't feel great. Maybe you woke up like I did this past Sunday morning, when I've been all over the country all year long, sharing and fishing and doing what I do, doing my career. I woke up, my head was hurting, my neck was hurting, I had a bad headache. But I had a chance to go make a difference in somebody's life. And where I could have said, you know what, I don't feel like it, I'm just going to lay here and tell them I can't come. No, what did I do? I got up off my rear end. I popped a couple of ibuprofen and got me some caffeine. I got off my butt and I did something about it. You're going to figure out with me, I'm blunt. I don't sugarcoat it. I don't patty cake it, boys and girls. I tell it like it is. And you see, guys, on those days you wake up and you don't feel good, but you have a chance to go make a difference in somebody's life. You have a chance to go make a difference in this world. You have a chance to go be successful to provide for your family. That's what effort is. It's when you say, you know what, I don't feel like it, but this is what my wife says to me, and I love this saying. When I went out there and I struggled one day at a tournament, and I'd had one of the best practices of my career. Oh, in my mind, I had already caught about 30 pounds and 5 fish before I ever left the dock. I done made up my mind this was how it was going to go down. This was how I was going to catch them. This was the area I was going to go fish. At 1:30, I looked like a blooming idiot because I ain't had a bite all day, and I'd made every adjustment I could make. I come in that evening, I looked at my wife and I said, honey, I said, I'm sorry. I said, I have stunk today. I said, I have not caught them. My wife could have looked at me and said, well, honey, you know what? We need a check. You should have caught them today. But you know what she looked at me and said? She looked at me and she said, honey, pull up your big boy panties and fish like a man. I lost it. I died laughing. I went out the next day and I jacked them. I went out the next day and had one of the biggest bags I've ever caught in my career. So now, before every tournament, she says, honey, pull up your big boy panties and fish like a man. Guys, you got to understand something. It's all about the effort. It's all about the attitude. In the effort, y'all can't see it from up there, I know. But on the side of my arm, I've got all these little places where when I tie my baits on, I bury the hook point in my hand almost to the barb to tie my bait on. You say, was there not a way that does it that doesn't hurt? Yep, there is. You say, well, why don't you do it that way? Because it takes a little more time. You say, how much longer does it take? Well, just a few minutes. Well, why don't you do it that way, Mr. Clay? Because in a tournament day, I have 8 hours to compete. And I try to maximize literally every second of my day. Because I'll promise you, if my bait ain't in the water, I ain't gonna catch it. So you say, you mean to tell me that you're willing to go through the hurt and the pain if you have to retie your bait 20 or 30 times a day? You're willing to go through that kind of pain to do what you do? Absolutely. Because I want to be as efficient as I can. When I look down and I see those scars on my hand, those hook holes of where I punch a hook in my hand to tie the knot down and cinch it, it's a reminder of me of, you know what? Sometimes to be successful, you go through pain. But you know what? I'm willing to go through that pain. I'm willing to put forth that kind of effort to try to be successful. And success is not guaranteed, guys. But that's two examples of the effort that I'm willing to go through. And that's an example of effort that I hope you're all willing to go through to be successful in life. After effort, does anybody want to guess what A stands for? If you want to guess, raise your hand. I'll call on you. Y'all shy. Yes, sir. Amen, brother. He said attitude. He's exactly right. Ladies and gentlemen, every day when you wake up, every day, whether you realize it or not, you have a choice to make. You have two decisions, you have one choice. Those two decisions are you're going to decide the attitude you're going to live with. That one choice is the choice you make. You decide whether you're going to live with an attitude of a loser and you're going to feel sorry for yourself and you're going to make excuses. Or you decide, you know what? I've got a dream I'm pursuing. I want to be successful. I want to see these great things happen in my life. So I'm going to decide that I'm going to live like a champion today and tomorrow and the next day and every day after that. Is it always easy to live like a champion and be a champion? No. But you know what? You're the one to decide that. And what I will tell you is this, and I tell people this all the time. They come to me and they start making excuses. Mr. Clay, I sure would like to be a pro bass fisherman, but I can't do that. I look right at them and I say, why can't you? It's amazing how many of them stumble and stammer over the words and never give me a valid reason. I say, you know what? Can't never could. When you make your mind up before something because you just don't want to do it, because you don't want to put forth the effort or have the right attitude, and you don't want to have the determination, then don't come whining and crying to me when you don't have the things in life you want to have. Attitude, winners never quit. Quitters never win. If I can do it, I promise you, you can. If I can do the things that I do, I may have to do it a little different than you do. I may be a little slower, but I do it. And a prime example before we close, about 15 years ago when I was an assistant high school football coach at Hamilton, Alabama for the Hamilton High School Aggies, I was down there one day helping coach. He just mentioned that he was going to go back in the office. I wanted to take a load off of him, so I went down there, I hopped out of my wheelchair, I grabbed a vacuum cleaner, and I vacuumed our coach's office. Coach came in, saw me doing it, and I saw him out of the corner of my eye, but I didn't let him know I saw him. I got done vacuuming. He said, Coach, I didn't mention vacuum in office because I wanted you to go do it or expected you. I said, Coach, I know that. I said, but it took a load off you. I wanted to do it to help you. He challenged me all the time. He said, I've got something you can't do. I said, no, you don't. He said, yes, I do. I said, what is it? He said, you can't climb a ladder. I said, where's the ladder at? We walked outside. The ladder was leaned up against Phil's house. He said, you can't climb the ladder. I said, get out of my way. He backed up. I jumped out of my chair. I went over there and I reached up on the second rung with my arm. I pulled myself up, put my foot on the first rung. I reached up to the third rung. I pulled myself up. I put my foot on the second rung. He said, whoa, 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 whoa. I said, what? He said, you ain't climbing it right. You know what I looked at him and said? I said, you didn't say how, you just said I couldn't do it. He looked at me and he said, oh, shut up. And he walked off and left me standing there. I told him, I said, it ain't a matter of how, it's a matter I figured out a different way, and I did it. And guys, sometimes in life, that's what you got to do. What's that, your attitude? M. What's M? M is motivation. I get asked all across the country, really all across the world through social media, Mr. Clay, what motivates you? Is it the amount of money you can win fishing? Nope. It helps. It helps knowing when I go out there that I could win 100,000, 300,000, whatever. It helps, but that's not what makes me get up when it's freezing cold outside, the boat's a solid sheet of ice, and it'd be a whole lot easier just to roll over, turn the alarm clock off, make me a pot of coffee or hot chocolate and go back to bed. No. You say, what motivates you? I'll tell you what motivates me. And you know what? It doesn't pay me one penny in my bank account. But this is what makes my heart tick and what makes me go do just what I'm doing right now and what makes me go fish. People just like you, when you reach out to me or you come up to me at an event and you say, Mr. Clay, I want you to know something. I was facing this adversity. And I was thinking about doing some bad things. I was thinking about hurting myself. I was thinking about committing suicide. But I want you to know, I saw what you've overcome. I saw what you stand for. And it made me decide that I'm going to do the best I can do in my life, and I'm going to make something out of myself. Boys and girls, you don't want to know what motivates me? That's what motivates me and my wife, is to be able to reach down and help people just like you, to show you that whatever your dream is, that you can make that dream come true. And I'll promise you, if you will take the phrase and what I have talked to you about for the last few minutes, and you'll apply it to your life each and every day, and you will stay determined, and you decide in your mind that you're never going to give up, you focus on what resources you have, don't dwell on what's missing, you give it 110% effort every day of your life, have a champion mental attitude, and you stay motivated, then I'll promise you this, nobody can stop you from being anything you want to be. Only you can do that. I want you to remember something. If I can do what I can do, so can you. Winners never quit. Quitters never win. May God bless you. Thank you so much. Come on.